I'll say the first 2 weeks were very difficult. Not only for me trying to figure out what to get done on my own and what I can do without him and that type of stuff, but to find my place in a new home in a new environment. Coming back to a familiar place that I had been once before, but coming back in a different way. I'm older now. I'm wiser. I got some gray hairs. Um, but I just, I look at the world differently now from when I was here 5, 6 years ago. So that has definitely been weighing on me when it comes to acceptance. But I think now I'm starting to figure out my routine. I'm starting to figure out, that it's okay to, try different things because I think sometimes we get so locked into not accepting change in our own personal lives and in our professional lives that we kind of get depressed and we get anxious about all of these things. So I just, that's why this topic really stuck out to me. And that's why I thought both of you would be great idealists to bounce ideas off of because it can be challenging in a world that you just uproot your whole life and start over kind of fresh. But yeah, that's kind of what's been weighing on me when it comes to acceptance. What about you guys? What's been going on in your lives that you could say you could bring forth to this conversation?
Well, let me just talk to you on the flip side of that, because I am dealing with that same thing, like the separation issue and like how we were going to deal with that kind of stuff. But it's a little bit different because I felt like where you were worried about what can I get done on my own? Can I do this on my own without him kind of a thing? I've seen your growth over the 6 years in the company, right? I saw something special when I brought you in to begin with, and I knew eventually this would be your avenue. So for me, it was like, you're ready. And I don't think we would have done this. I don't think I would have said, okay, you go off on your own, take care of starting to do stuff down there while I close things up here. I would have said, no, we're going to have to do this together kind of a thing if I didn't think you were ready. So I completely knew that you were ready. I had total faith in. Mine is now I'm like very like hands-on, very kind of like, okay, I want to be involved in everything. So my issue is having to accept the fact that I know you can do what you need to do, so I don't need to be hands-on. Like, I have to now let you do what you want to do without giving input sometimes. And so that's a difficult thing because when you're so used to bouncing back and forth off of each other, to have to go, I know he's going to do what he needs to do, and he knows I'm going to do what I need to do, and together we're going to do this. That was the most difficult thing for me over the past couple of weeks, is just being able to let go and say, you got this. I'm going to have this, and we're going to be okay. So that's where I'm kind of going at with it. So, and from an outside, Lauren, you must be going, what the hell with these two?
No, absolutely not. It's so, I love that we opened with this because, one of my favorite things to say to people is, if you were in the midst of what you're currently going through, what advice would you give to a friend?
Right.
What advice would you give to a friend who is going through what you're currently going through? And just listening to two of you from an outsider's perspective, I think on the topic of acceptance, it's a beautiful thing to accept that change is challenging and that incredible things come from it if you're willing to look at it through a certain lens, which you're both doing, saying, wow, I'm growing, I'm stepping into more. And I love to ask myself when I'm uncomfortable and facing transition or change or challenges, what is this preparing me for that I can't see yet? So I think it's a way to kind of calm our nervous system down to say, okay, I acknowledge that feelings are here and they're going to pass and this is uncomfortable and welcome to being alive. And also I am kicking ass for moving through this and growing in the midst of it.